Jared Cowart with Nvidia. I'm a Senior Solutions Architect for the Grid Division. So today at BriForum, in the next couple of days, we're here to show you the grid cards. So grid cards are actually made up of a couple of different solutions. We've got the K1 card, obviously kind of taken apart, but we've got the K1 card, which is four GPUs that we're putting into server infrastructures, and we've got the K2 card that's got two of the GPUs. So this guy happens to actually have two of the Kepler 5000 series. This guy's got four of the 600 series GPUs. So what do we do with them is kind of the question I get asked a lot. And what we're doing is we're putting them in server infrastructures, and it gives us the ability now to do a few different things that are pretty cool. We can actually pass GPUs directly into virtual machines, which is what we're shipping and doing with today on VMware platforms and in the Zen server platform. And if you see here on the screen, we've got a couple of neat things that I'll show you. We kind of make jokes that it's VDIs that you want now, where we can do things where I've got a Photoshop infrastructure, and this feature here, turning and spinning, and the fluidity here is something that requires a GPU to have. So we can actually present that into a Zen app environment. We also have the ability to go in and do some pretty cool things here, where we're actually doing a pass-through of one of those K2 processors, and we're running Adobe Premiere Pro here, and this happens to be actually a 4K screen. So if you're not familiar with 4K, it's four 1080p signals. So something that's pretty difficult to even do on a physical machine, we're able to do now in a virtual environment. One of the things that we're proud of, and kind of working with Audi and some other things here, is an RTT, and this is real-time rendering. What we can do with these solutions is we can actually go and now we're able to do full-time real rendering in a virtual desktop. So a Windows 7 machine with a K2 passed through to it, and now we're able to do this real-time rendering. And we can kind of show you this real-time rendering here in a moment, where I can actually swap out lights, I can swap things on the fly, and that's me making that change. But real-time rendering and how that kind of comes together. I think everybody's familiar with the Citrix C-Scooter demo that we've all seen so many times. And maybe people haven't seen it this way, but this is the C-Scooter done right. So what we have here is the C-Scooter, we're actually really rendering this real time, and you can see how it's got the shading and the different aspects that come into it. And the neat thing here is, you notice up at the top, and just kind of the title of this virtual machine here is this happens to be a virtual GPU. So what we're doing is we're actually taking a K2 in this regards, and we're carving this up into 8 virtual GPUs, and then we're presenting these virtual GPUs into virtual machines. So it gives us the ability to run up to 16 users on the K2 card, or we can potentially even run more on the K1 card here. A little bit lower horsepower cards, but we could run up to 32 on this guy. So really cool solutions there. And just to kind of show you, if we get in, we've got just a device manager, which you can see here. We're actually presenting the Quadro GPU. So this is the Nvidia Quadro driver that's installed with a virtual GPU. It gives us the ability to work with the ISVs and the vendors to ensure that they've got that Quadro experience and that Quadro driver certification that they've had in the past. So really neat things that we're able to do between ourselves and Citrix and the ISVs. We're working on certifying a lot of the applications so that there's supportability, and we can ensure that there's a consistent experience when they deploy these types of solutions. From a demo perspective, just another C-Scooter demo, and you see all these different things that we have up and running and kind of automating here. Bandwidth-wise, Citrix has done a great job reducing the bandwidth in version 7.0, and you can actually see at the top of my screen here. And I'll make it a little bit harder on me. So let's take the 4K. So we got this running, and if you look up at the top of my screen here, you can see I've got a full screen experience. I've got the 4K video running, and you can see what we're putting through from an input-output perspective. Just fantastic experiences of things that we've had challenges with in the past that really are not challenges anymore. So we're excited to be able to show you the things that we can do now, and hopefully you guys enjoy desktops done right, and virtual desktops of the future here.